It's Spurs versus Clippers. No Kawhi Leonard, who has been absolutely unreal the last few weeks. Wemby, can they get the best of the Clippers in this one? Early on, LA's winning. Look at this. Darius Garland is 6'1", Wemby's 7'4". Look at Garland's strategy here. All right, I'm just going to pull it all the way back to about the logo, and I'm going to shoot it from here, and good.
Good strategy.
That's the strategy. Just take 40-foot jumpers against Wemby, and you might have a shot. Garland has been a great addition for the Clippers since they acquired him. How about Stephon Castle finding Wemby?
Why jump? You're not contesting the shot anyway.
He tried. Jumping as if he's going to block it. Wemby's so lethal. How about this? Off the dribble, rolls, bucket, and the foul. And like Nicholas Batum, his countryman, can't stop him there down low. He's flexing. Wemby's so smart. Look at this move here by Castle. Oh my gosh. Disrespectful to Brook Lopez, one of the NBA's better players over the years. That was nasty. Third quarter, more Spurs. Into Wemby. And look at this. Looks like George Gervin, the Iceman in those uniforms. There's a left
I like that.
finger roll.
The Iceman cooking.
So pretty. And then the lob and the dunk, and he goes down. He was okay. They are so young, and they are so fun to watch. They rolled in this one, 119 to 115. Remember, no Kawhi, yet still the Spurs are up to an even 50 wins, which is second in the league to the Thunder, and it's the most the Spurs have had since 2016, 2017, the Kawhi LaMarcus Aldridge years. San Antonio has won 18 of their last 20 games, and they're trying to close in on OKC. They're just 3 games back for that 1 seed. Vince Goodwill, we bring it to you. It feels like every week we're having the same conversation, and it's only getting louder and louder. The Spurs, do you look at them as a legit threat to OKC?
You have to. Look, they beat Oklahoma City 4 out of 5 times when they weren't shooting well, when we didn't know that they were a good team. They were just winning off of sheer hate because Big Vic hates Chet Holmgren, and it has permeated through the rest of the team. But now when you look at it from the brass tacks, they have increased their shooting in every single month of the season. They're shooting 38% from 3. That's right at the line of where you want to be come playoff time. I know they are inexperienced. I know they are jumping from 34 wins last year to 55 or 60, whatever it's going to be this year. And you should say they're not going to make the finals. But who's going to put a limit on Big Slim? Who's going to tell them that they can't do it? And now even San Antonio, their front office, they're saying, you know what? We thought we would be good this year. We weren't sure how good. We're anxious to see what the playoffs look like. They know it's a war of attrition. I'm fascinated for the next month.
I love the nickname Big Slim. I'm also curious about his minutes because here we go. Everyone else, we see the load management throughout the league, but feels like they're playing Wemby here. What's the plan for them going into the playoffs?
Victor Wembanyama is going to be fine as long as there's no injury. The question is, how are teams going to plan for Victor Wembanyama and these Spurs? Like, that's literally what everyone, whether it's Oklahoma City, whether it's Denver, any other team in the West, any team obviously in the East, you have to really game plan offensively because Victor Wembanyama changes games on the defensive end. He mucks it up. Oklahoma City knows it. Denver knows it. He has the ability on both ends of the floor to change everything that they do. And there is a fear factor when you play him. And, just talking to players around the league, you feel that and you sense that. And so the run that he's on and his mentality after the game, they win 50 games. You know what he's saying? I want to go win 60. Like, I want to win MVP. I want to be Defensive Player of the Year. And this year he has a chance to do and put himself in position for all of that.
Their average age of their starting lineup, I think, is 23 years old. Now, the question is, all right, then you're going to bring that up against LeBron and Luka, who have been there. And you're going to go up against Ant Edwards, who's been in these big spots. Are they too young? Is it too soon? Or are you ready to say, you know what? Forget the history in the NBA. They could be ready now.
They are too young. It is too soon. But I'm willing to entertain the conversation of bucking 77 years of NBA history that says you got to lose big, you got to get your heart broke before you win. Because they have improved so much throughout the course of the season. It seems like they are learning lessons through winning, learning a lot faster. Now, when Big Vic has to play every other day and the referees schedule the game a little bit tighter,
sure,
and you can beat up on them, I'm fascinated to see how he handles that. But once again, he's played in big games his entire career, and he hates everybody. I love that fact. He hates everybody, Peter.
Victor Wembanyama, he
hates everybody.
Okay.
He's Jason Voorhees.
Okay.
He hates everybody.
That's it.
Let's also put this in perspective. Where San Antonio is right now, this is where Oklahoma City was 2 years ago, where you win a ton of games, you've never been part of a long playoff run. then you get through it, and then what happened with Oklahoma City? They lose, I believe, in the second round,
Dallas,
and then they make it to the finals and win the championship.
Get your wins
next
now.
year.
If you're going to beat San Antonio, you better beat them this year because it's only going to get progressively harder for the next decade.
OKC's not going anywhere either. I love the NBA's Western.
We all win now because NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins joins the program this morning. Perk, good morning to you. What improvements have you seen from this super scary Spurs team and Victor Wembanyama as the season has progressed?
Well, you're just watching maturity, and you're watching a team that has winning a championship on their mind. They have championship aspirations this year, and you can tell in their play because they play agenda-free basketball, and it starts with Wemby. He has done an excellent job offensively of finding that balance of now becoming a three-level scorer. It's not just taking a lot of three-point shots. He's not trying to bring the ball up the floor. He's utilizing the pick and roll and pick and pops and trusting his teammates. And now we're starting to see late in the stretch of games in the fourth quarter, him and Kelso are having that two-man game. And then all of a sudden it's a sprinkle of De'Aaron Fox. Here, you take over. So they're getting it done collectively. But this team is ready to win now, and it's because of their young superstar and Victor Wembanyama, who has an old soul, and his maturity and his growth and his leadership is the reason why they're one of the favorites to do so.
Spurs won 18-20, Perk, and they're really doing what Houston is not doing, which is closing out basketball games. Rockets only had 12 points in the fourth quarter in that loss to the Lakers last night. We heard Kevin Durant take the blame. What did you see from Houston?
What I've been saying all season long is that they lack IQ. When it comes to fourth quarters, they have been horrible all season long. That's why they need a point guard. And so when you look at what the Lakers were doing majority of the night, they were trapping Kevin Durant. They were getting the ball out of his hands, right? And I would do the same. And so when you look at the young guys, Amen Thompson, Torrey Eason, Jabari Smith, you want those guys to take that growth, but they're not taking it. On top of that, they're still one of the worst shooting teams in the NBA. Now, we'll give them somewhat of a pass. Şengün was not in the game last night, but he's been pretty damn horrible over the last month or so. Also, defensively, they got to find their stride, and they're running out of time. Right now, their ceiling is looking like a first-round exit.
Perk, while we have you, since it is March and it is tournament time, you previously said that Arkansas guard Darius Acuff Jr. is the best guard that John Calipari has ever coached in college. Whoa. That list includes John Wall, SGA, Devin Booker, De'Aaron Fox, Derrick Rose. Wow, okay, so you said that. Sean Farnham did not agree with you when you first said it, but take a listen to Farnham on SportsCenter Sunday after Acuff and the Razorbacks won the SEC.
Kendrick Perkins. On NBA Today, you and I were having a conversation, and I talked about how this guy was going to be a great draft pick in June. And you said he might be the best guard that ever played for John Calipari. And I doubted you. I apologize here on national television.
Wow.
Sean, good to see you this morning.
I mean, it's just great to be seen. I mean, look, respect to Big Perk. Respect to Big Perk. And listen, when he said it was crazy.
This is why I love you. No, I don't think it was crazy, and I don't think you doubted him. I didn't think that you was going to expect what we're witnessing right now. And we're witnessing greatness at a college level from a 6'2", 6'3" guy. And I just feel like overall we got to get back to valuing the quarterbacks of basketball, because that's what he is. Because yes, he can light you up for 30 or maybe 40, but it's getting the others involved. It's finishing with the double-digit assists, and what he's doing right now, SEC Player of the Year, Freshman Player of the Year, won the championship, MVP of the SEC championship. I mean, he's just doing his thing.
All right, third only ever to do that in the SEC. Anthony Davis, Brandon Miller, the other two players that have won Freshman of the Year and Player of the Year. And you talk about that list of guards, right? And there are guards that have won national championships, got to national championship games. And we understand that at the end, that's probably something you're going to be evaluated on. But if there's one guy that can go on a Kemba Walker-like run in this NCAA tournament, Darius Acuff Jr. is that guy.
Is he the best freshman in the tournament?
Averaged 30 points per game. Averaged 8 assists per game and shot 46%